Hello everybody. And today I have my lovely wife Brandy running the camera, and I'm going to show you how to make a low-tech, low-light, easy carpet using moss. And all these tanks, the tank we're going to do it on, this one down here, all of them, all these tanks will have some moss carpet in them. But the first thing you got to do is get your moss. And luckily for me, I have lots to harvest from. So first thing I'm going to do is get moss without collecting shrimp. This may be more difficult. Going through with the scissors. Chopping a whole chunk out. Then picking it up and making sure there and no shrimp in it. There's a good portion. I'm going to make another cut down here. I'm going to rearrange all these shrimp tanks so they're not just giant mats of moss. So lessen up the bit here. It's not catastrophic. I just want to make sure I'm not getting shrimp. And of course, these are going in. Most of this moss will be going in guppy tanks, so it's not a huge ordeal. Get some stray shrimps get tossed in, but we really don't want to do that because some of this moss is eventually going to go into what would be shrimp tanks. We don't want the wrong kind of shrimp in the wrong tank. Hacking all this out. We're not cutting any shrimp in half. Duckweed on that one. That's probably enough. More than enough to do a carpet on the one tank. Alright, now we have our moss. This light will help. This is Hilo moss. Well, I think it would work for just about any kind of moss. I've done it with this and it works pretty good. What I want to do is I sort through it, get ready to plant it. Make sure there's no shrimp, no plants I don't want on it, like duckweed or some pearlweed that gets caught up in this sometimes in the tank. So we're going to go through all that, make sure it's pure moss. And I gotta sit on the floor. These are all, we got some planting last night. So, what you're going to do is all nice and clean. This little clump like that. There we go. Just like that. And now I think you see the process. We're just going to keep on. The smaller the clumps, the closer they are together, the better success you'll have. Just how much patience you have getting all this. I've found that eventually it's all going to grow together anyway. So if you do fewer or bigger clumps, it's not the end of the world. I'll probably end up doing that on most of these tanks. However, this is the best practice. Little strands. Try to get them lined up the right way. If your moss has a particular growing pattern. This one pretty much grows either way. So this is, and if I have any left, I probably will be selling some of this moss. This is pretty rare pilo moss. Look, I know it works with this moss, and I don't see why it won't work with any other kind of moss. Sometimes mosses are expensive. Like I said, if you don't have as much moss as this to start off with, you can do my first patch of moss. I'd take like 3 or 4 strands like that. Get as close together as I could. Like that. And eventually that turned into what is my 75 gallon. That is very nice moss carpet. I did it real thin, with real small clumps. I got them all pretty close together. I had a pretty nice moss carpet in about 2 or 3 minutes. Duckweed, we don't want that crap in here. Even though it'll be in here anyway. There's a couple pieces right there. Trying to get most of it out. It's going to be a matter of repeating this process over and over again. You can go ahead and stop it, maybe. And here we are with a whole lot of time and patience. This is what we're with. Now, it's like that looks pretty good the way it is. But just keep in mind that all those started off the same similar fashion. And those sensors started with way less moss than what I used there. That's probably at least $50 worth of moss. Right there. Probably getting licked by the dog. But it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. Like I said, you can go a little thinner, you can use smaller strands, bigger clumps, depends what you're going for, the look you're going for. This is the way I would do it if I only had one tank to worry about and how I wanted to show everyone the way to do it. So, on my other tanks I'll probably use bigger clumps. And they'll just all grow together. Now this, it'll grow into a solid mat. Now if you just clump it together, the clumps eventually will grow together. But eventually. But if you get them real small and get them real close together like that, it'll just turn to a giant mat real quick. And let me show you how I got my first time I tried doing this. I started these tanks. Now this tank looks like crap right now because it's got done trimming it to use it to plant all the new tanks. But this mat of moss that needs trimmed as well started off just like that. If you go back to some of my old videos, like maybe July of 2017, you'll see this tank when I just started the moss carpet. And I didn't have near the moss that I did there. I started off with one portion a little over a year ago, and it was in that tank right there. I was like, holy crap, this one moss is growing like crazy. I have an idea. I might be able to make a carpet. I'm gonna give it a try. And this tank happened. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, I'll do that. And my shrimp tanks, and then all those shrimp tanks happened. And I haven't really trimmed them. And now I have 20 longs that are 90% phyllo moss. I want to start trimming them up, putting them in my new tanks, trying to sell some of it off because I have lots and lots and lots of it. So anyways, guys, everyone's always wanting to do a low tech, a low light, no CO2 carpet, and I think I stumbled upon it. I mean, I'm sure other people have done this before, but it's a new idea to me that I came up with in my own head. So planting it like I've done carpet plants before, like chain swords and hair grass and high tech, highlight CO2. And that's just how you plant them. You plant the little sprigs, you space them out, little tiny plantlets. Then they grow runners and form together and end up forming a mat. Well, with moss, it's the same way. And you can plant couple little sprigs of moss. You can do one sprig at a time if you have the patience. Like if you could only get $10 worth and wanted to do something like that, you could do one sprig at a time and fill out the whole bottom of your tank. And it'd be thin for a month or two, but then it'd start forming up, and then within 3 months you'd have a pretty solid, nice mat there. And I do fertilize. I use the EI light method, and here lately I've been kind of not being perfect with my fertilizing, and I haven't had too many problems. This tank every once in a while will start getting black beard algae on the moss, just a tiny bit, and I'll put in well, it's not Excel. I use the Metricide 14. I try to dose that every day, but in reality, it probably gets a dose 3 or 4 times a week. Especially now that I don't know how good my wife is with dosing it. With my new job, I'm gone Monday through Thursday evening, so not every week, but the last month and a half I have been. So anyways, but lots of people ask how I do it, and it's a pretty neat method that works. Like, and again, I know it works with pilot moss. It is a hard moss to get, and it's pretty expensive moss, but I think it would work with any other kind of moss. I really think it would. I'm sure it'd work with Java moss. So, and here's some of the new tanks I got. I'll go. All of them are gonna have moss in them. Of course, that's the one I just did. That one. 3 pumps of hydrophilia. 4 pumps of hydrophilia. Big section on the left, a little section on the right. Hydrophilia and water wisteria. Water wisteria, hydrophilia, water wisteria. Water wisteria is hydrophilia, but anyway. Here's the same thing up there. Just up here. This line back. The hydrophilia flambosa with the constant water wisteria in the middle. I don't want to have too much water wisteria because it can get way unruly. Or way unruly, I should say. It has a tendency to get way out of control. And of course, these tanks are going to be moss only. These will be shrimp tanks. Down there. So, alright guys. Low tech, a low light moss carpet. Thanks for watching. Bye.